What up, watch peeps? Did I ever tell you the story of how I lost a watch in the wave pool at Disney? Now, I had one of the first Solar Tunas. I had the Pepsi colored patty version, Yaboki, steel shroud on it, and everything. Now, if you've never been in this wave pool, it is madness. I'm not talking about the one with the constant waves. I'm talking about the one that has a tidal wave every 2 minutes. You get tossed around and beat up and slammed through a crowd of people. It's mayhem. Now, I had one of those Magnum Isofrane style straps on it, and I must have popped a spring bar. I don't know if either just from getting tossed around or if it got hooked on a person, but who knows? I didn't even notice right away. I was already out of the pool, drying off, looked down my wrist to see what time it was, and worst nightmare, no watch. I did try to replace the watch. I got a really good deal on the all black version, put another steel shroud on it and everything, but it just wasn't the same. So I don't know if there was just too much residual hurt or it was just the end of that era. Well, Seiko has put out a new colorway as part of the black series, and this one had instantly caught my eye. The more and more I looked at it, the more I liked it, so I decided to give it another go. Let's check it out. I'm Pete, and we are chilling with watches. Wrist check. I woke up today just wanting to wear the love pig, so that's what we have. But we are going to take a look today at this Seiko. I bought this from Vincent Watch. You guys might have seen them online. They give you the books in this cool little pouch. They did a really nice job packaging this one. And now this limited edition series of 5,000 came in a little bit cooler packaging than I usually get with your Seiko. Really cool box. I love the color of it. And inside you'll finally see Seiko Prospex limited edition. I think it's limited to 5,000 pieces if I'm not mistaken. You'll see the Solar Tuna, and man, look at that guy. That is such a pretty watch. So cool, kind of hardcore but stylish at the same time. So these tunas are smaller than their SBBN counterparts. But the number is still going to shock you, but you got to trust me, these things don't wear anything like the number would make you think. I measured it at its widest point, and you'll see this case kind of slopes outward. Its widest point, 46.7 millimeters. Trust me, it doesn't wear like that. Now this colorway, I think they officially call this the Black Series, but it's pretty much what they put out earlier that we colloquially called the Ninja Turtle. So I'm going to call it the Ninja Tuna colorway. I just think that sounds cooler. As with most Seiko limited editions, the prices will rise on these as the supply dries up, but at time of recording, you can find these for solidly under $400. Now, black with a splash of orange is proven as a popular color scheme. Definitely one of my favorites. They use kind of a traditional tuna dial layout here with mostly dots and a large triangle at 12. They use a nice creamy loom that I am a big fan of. The handset is like an updated version of what you would find on the old SKX or the Turtle. Now, I'm not real picky about date windows like I know some people are, but I find this framed 4 o'clock date window to be very attractive. The bezel design is kind of subby with these kind of circular grooves that it has in it, but steeper and more spaced out. Now these new inserts they're using, I can't find anything concrete on what material they are, but they're definitely not steel, they're not aluminum. I think they're ceramic, but whatever they are the coolest inserts I've seen lately. So those of you who say Seiko doesn't give you anything new or innovative, you were wrong. I'm just teasing. But these are really cool inserts. They're loomed as well, as we'll see. And they have, I don't know if I can get it here on camera, but they have this really fine grooving to them. So it gives them this kind of really matte finish that I think is much more desirable and attractive looking than the shiny ceramic inserts. The action on the bezel is your standard Seiko action, but it is nice and tight on this one, and everything lines up perfectly. Speaking of which, the second hand, if you'll notice, also hits all the marks. Now it's a steel case under here, but you don't really get to see that as it lies underneath this plastic shroud, which you'll see is bolted on. And aftermarket steel shrouds are available, but I don't think I'm going to be using one this time around as I have before, as I've just come to the conclusion that they're really unnecessary. Now these Solar Tunas also have a true 4 o'clock crown, not a 345 crown. It came on this black silicone strap, which is very comfortable if it isn't a little bit of a lint magnet. It has matching blacked out hardware. I probably won't be wearing it on this strap, as I'll probably wear it on an FKM waffle, as we'll see in the Wristshot segment. Now this is a quartz movement, so we won't be doing a Timegrapher today, so let's dig into the numbers. Going over the dimensions, as I mentioned, at the widest point it is 46.7 millimeters, but it is only 39.7 millimeters at the bezel. Now that, combined with its 45.8 millimeter lug to lug, makes it wear much smaller than you would think based on that overall case diameter. Also, it comes in at only 11.8 millimeters thick. That is from case back to crystal. It has 22 millimeter lugs. Going over some of the other specs, we are looking at a Hardlex crystal. Would have been sweet if they put sapphire in this one, but I don't think they've done that in any of the Solar Tunas yet. It uses Seiko Lumi-Bright all the way around, which of course we know is fantastic. It's running the V157 Solar Quartz movement. And on this OEM strap, it came in at 97 grams. So let's take a look at it on wrist. And here it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist, and here you can see how it does not wear like a 46.7 millimeter watch. You also can see the black waffle FKM strap that I said I was going to wear it on. I just find FKM to be a more comfortable material, and it also has this kind of matte finish, which I just think looks killer with the overall look of this watch. Let's take a look at it side by side, some other watches. First off, here is how it looks next to a Seiko SKX007. And as you can see, they both use probably similar 28.5 millimeter dials. The bezel size is actually, I think, larger on the SKX. And so it kind of gives this illusion of being smaller than its overall size. You can see it's bigger than the SKX, but it doesn't look drastically so. Moving up a little bit, here it is next to the Turtle. Now I think this is a really kind of accurate comparison. These two really do look similar in size. I would even go so far as to say that Solar Tuna might wear slightly smaller than the Turtle. But outward appearance, I think they're similar. Kind of the shroud and the cushion case having the same effect. Moving up maybe just a slight bit more, here is the Samurai. Now the Samurai with that white dial and white chaptering, it looks like it has a larger dial opening, making it appear even larger. But overall, again, the Tuna probably wears smaller than the Samurai, but a decent comparison nonetheless. Alright, last thing, let's take a look at that Lumi-Bright.
Keep the loom.
Lumi-Bright always looks awesome, and I am not in full dark here, but I think you can still see how this is glowing like a torch. You can see that loomed bezel insert that I mentioned before, which I think looks awesome. The hands and the dial all super bright as usual with Lumi-Bright. So there you have it, the Seiko SNE577 Solar Tuna. As much as I like this one in pictures, I like it even more in person. I put this on and it stayed on for 3 days, which is impressive for me under normal circumstances. But I've recently picked up some watches that really demand wrist time, so even more so. All right, sneaker check. I'm wearing my Nike Sacai Blazers because they look dope with this t-shirt. And that is it. I'm out. If it's not too much trouble, please like, subscribe, and come back next time. Peace.